I have it. We're good. It's all good. We're good. What is it? It's encourage. What's the I? Encourage, inspire, empower. Yeah. Encourage, empower's the last. Yeah. EIE. Like that's what EIE. So, welcome to the Lemonade Podcast. I'm your host, Frank. Here at the Lemonade Podcast, we like to go by the saying, when life gives you lemons, we make lemonade. Amongst other things, we also want to inspire, encourage, and empower through our guests and their stories, not only for the guests themselves, but also anyone tuning in as you either watch this or listen to this. Today's guest is Plant Bae. So welcome to the Lemonade Podcast. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Yeah. I know right now you are busy because you are on your way to Hawaii.
Yeah, in 2 days.
All right. So what are you doing there? If you don't mind.
I have a wedding to go to, and I'm from there, so I have family.
Are you from which island?
Oahu.
Oahu, okay.
Mililani, to be
Mililani
exact.
Mauka? Or?
Oh, wow, so you know?
Come on now.
I'm actually from Mililani Town, but...
Okay, yeah. What is it? Mililani Mauka and
Mililani Town.
Okay. There's one more. I could have sworn. Because one means mountain.
Mauka is mountain.
Right, and then sea.
And then town is just like... It's just like the older part of Mililani.
Okay.
Mililani's huge.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know. I mean, I was stationed there when I was in the Army. I was 3 years in Hawaii. Man, I spent my time hiking and in the ocean. So sometimes I jump to the ocean to wash off the hiking. So
that's
was fun
normal.
Time. Oh no, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. A lot of people, I feel like they get this whole island fever thing.
I don't know.
Which I never understood exactly. But you're from there, you know. So one thing I didn't do is island hop. So. But I went to the Big Island once, and that was fun. Went up to, what is it called? Pohakalua training
Mauna
area. Yeah, right? Is that the all the way at the top?
Is that the one with the snow?
When it snows, yeah, when it gets cold enough. Yeah, I know the training area. I hope I'm saying this right, but I believe it's Pohakalua training area, and that's where we do all of our training and stuff.
I'm learning something new, actually. I didn't know
Teaching
that.
Hawaiian
Yeah,
shoot. No, all right, so... Like I said, with the Lemonade Podcast, we take that phrase, life gives you lemons, we make lemonade. And today, I just wanted to have this conversation to have you share those lemons that you've been having in life and the lemonade that you've made, And along with that, we'll get into it a little bit more, maybe in depth. And whatever it is that you want to share, you don't have to take it too personal or anything like that. But if you want to, it's fine. Like I said, for here, once again, we want to encourage and inspire and most of all empower listeners, but mostly our guests. So
I definitely hope to do that. I guess this question is very relevant to me right now. Something like really big just ended, and I'm pretty open about it just because I learned a huge lesson, and I want people to learn from it. And I don't know if I even told you this, Frank. No. Not in detail, at least.
Right.
But I'll give you the short story just to make this go by faster. But basically, I opened up. So I'm an entrepreneur, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, just say it. Own
and
it.
I'm an entrepreneur.
There you go. She's an entrepreneur.
I opened up a lash studio in Hillcrest, actually, about a year ago.
Shout out to Hillcrest.
Shout out to Hillcrest. Yeah, I love it there. But I guess, long story short, it didn't work out, and my business partner basically bullied me out of the company, or forced me out, I guess. Right. So that was definitely an experience, and
that's a big lemon.
Yeah, it's a big lemon. And basically literally just 2 days ago, I'm officially out of the company, which I feel so much better about, and I learned so much about this experience basically, because I lost a lot of money and a lot of my time that was not reciprocated with anything. So all I came out of it was with knowledge. So I guess that is the outcome of it. And it's a very expensive lesson, but I wouldn't change a thing.
No, definitely. You know, it's that lesson you learn, especially when investing in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, just one thing real quick. Try not to tap so much.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
We're learning
my bad.
the audio,
Yeah.
you know, with all this. And
Okay.
I know later on it's like, oh, boom, tap, tap, tap. And she's like, blah, 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 tap, tap.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, snap. Anywho, but yeah, like I said, investing in yourself, especially as an entrepreneur, you know, it's one of the biggest things you have to before anybody does. And if people believe in you, great. And if people invest in you, even better. But sometimes, I mean, actually, all the times, and I talk to people about this too, and I've had this conversation where you have to believe your own stuff. Like, you have to own it, because otherwise, how are you supposed to sell it? If you don't believe it, how will you expect anybody else to believe it?
For sure.
So that's why I say, when you say, I'm kind of an entrepreneur, it's like, no, you are.
Yeah.
Own that, so that people know that you are for sure. You know, if anyone ever has a doubt about who they are and this, that, and the other, aren't so sure, you know, look into that. But for real, just own it. And at times, I don't like this saying much, but fake it till you make it, I guess. But, you know, until you make it, just keep working on solidifying that position for yourself.
No, I'm definitely an entrepreneur. I mean, I didn't...
Excuse me.
There was like a little hesitation, I guess. But I mean, through experience, like, I'm the ultimate entrepreneur at this point, because you're not a true entrepreneur until you fail.
Boom.
That's like, that's really a thing.
That's key. That's key, because you have to look at those failures in life, really, and take them as lessons. And if you don't, man, you know, your journey through just life, I feel, is just gonna get harder. So try and learn, because at that point, then you get to grow.
Oh, for sure.
You know, as an entrepreneur, as a person, you know, in any journey that you may take. So
And speaking of growing, I mean,
the
thing that I got out of this was Plant Bae. And in fact, I actually started Plant Bae before I started the Lash Studio, and Plant Bae definitely was my passion project that I kind of put on hold for something else. And I think I shouldn't have done, well, I don't regret anything, but I'm back to Plant Bae and I'm happier than ever. And I'm starting to really work and put time into Plant Bae, and I'm killing it. So
and what's crazy is that you and I met back in 2019, and I'm not sure when, like maybe mid 2019. And I started getting into plants, and I found you. I'm not sure how. I know through IG. You know. And I remember you wanting to do almost like what we're doing today, where you wanted to do and interview these people and the plants and how that helps them. And, you know, it was almost like, what is it, like the mental health aspect of it, you know, which is big.
Definitely.
You know, but it was so dope now to be able to kind of full circle where all of us have grown, learned, we've gone through trials, tribulations, the pandemic, you know, we've gone our fair share of lemons, and now we're making our lemonade, you know, whatever it is as far as we create. But I remember you really going after yours, and I saw that your knowledge on, you know, the simplest things when it came to plants. And people always like, oh, well, you had a green thumb, and it's like, no, bro, like, really, just take some TLC. And that's it. Obviously, if you want to get a little more advanced, then yes, you know, get your learn on that. But you know, all it needs is TLC, like everything else. But I'm happy to have you now here and watch you come full circle, go through what you went through. But I know that you knowing what you know now, you know, compared to what you knew a year ago, is way better, because you know, it's those lessons that you learn. Now you kind of have a knowledge of the business as far as whatever it is that you want to do.
Exactly. And I think that's like the biggest takeaway that I'm going to bring to Plant Bae and absolutely kill it, and, you know, take it to wherever it's meant to be.
Definitely.
Which is, it's coming.
Yeah, no, I see it. And I know you and I've been working on, I've done some video work for you, and it's always fun, because like I said, it's for you going after yours now. You're really chasing that and making it, you know. That's why I say it's important to own what you're doing and own that title that you want, you know. So it's been a dope journey, and I can't wait to continue to create, you know. And I just love creating, period. So we'll put out also your info, you know, our IG and all the other handles on there. So Plant Bae, follow her.
All
if
the
you
plant
haven't,
people
if you
out there.
definitely, if you have a question on any plant and whatnot, just you know, reach out to her. If you can't find yourself with it, if you find yourself killing plants, I saw a lot of people during the pandemic bought a whole bunch of plants, and then they went back to work, and now the plants died, and they're like, oh, how do I, But what's interesting too is like I know you found the method now to maybe help with that,
Exactly.
especially
I was just gonna say.
right. One of the big things that we worked on your video for the Lekka, right?
Yes.
So you just made me kind of run down a little bit of what Lekka is.
Yeah, I mean, so most people actually don't know what Lekka is, but Lekka is considered hydroponic growing. Right there.
Yeah.
They do look like Cocoa Puffs.
They do.
Everyone says that. Yeah, don't eat them.
Don't eat them. No,
they're made out of clay, but basically it takes place of soil and is basically self-watering. And so you were saying that, people bought a lot of plants during the pandemic and they're killing it because it's too much work. But actually Lekka does the complete opposite, and it really helps you. And in fact, I'm also moving soon, and it's enabling me to move with like probably 50 or more plants, which sounds crazy, but yeah, you bet. Is crazy, you bet I'm taking all of them. So I mean, basically what Plant Bae is it highlights semi-hydroponic growing, which this is like a sample of it. Yeah. But
that's what we're working on. And if you follow her, you'll go to her YouTube video, and we're going to go ahead and make something for her as well. And that'll explain the whole Lekka process and how she goes from taking a potted soil plant out and then transferring over to the Lekka. And that was a fun video to make, short, sweet, informative, So, but it's a pleasure having you here today. Just watching once again, going from back before the pandemic, through the pandemic, and then now you decided to take, that up on your own journey and all the energy that you used to take to work with your partners. Now you're taking it and putting it on yourself.
Right.
You're investing in yourself,
Always.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, through your lemons, making the lemonade that you do with Plant Bae now, how do you feel it's impacted you? Just Plant Bae and what it stands for, what you build with that, and maybe others.
I think, from the lemons that, was sent to me, I think my biggest takeaway is having more clarity with Plant Bae and knowing like where I want to take it and just everything. Like I learned how to market properly and like a lot of things, like literally everything. So I think regardless of what I lost, I gained more.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the mentality you want to have, because of the lesson learned. You just got to watch for those lessons and look at it that way, take that perspective, because otherwise you may feel a little miserable throughout life. Just looking at every loss coming is like, man, how can I make this into something? Take that lemon, make that lemonade, and pour it onto the world as we do here with the Lemonade Podcast. Exactly. I don't know why I'm bobbing my head so much. I look like a muppet.
I want to spill the tea or spill the juice.
Spill the juice, the lemonade, all that drip. You know what I mean? So a real quick shout out to, I'm just going to call it, my nephew Mike. He's behind the camera today because Matt, the tech guy, wasn't able to be here. But he's doing his thing, watching us do ours. And he's part of the Lemonade team. So shout out to him. Shout out to Matt. And shout out to Plant Bae for, just sharing her story, lemons, making the lemonade, so we can pour it out to the world for everybody out there. So one of the questions that I do have, though, is I know that throughout my, journey in life, and I've had this many people ask, and I've always wondered why people are so intrigued by this, but do you think that a hot dog is a sandwich?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, to me, a sandwich is two breads and, meat inside. Yeah. So that's what it is.
There it is.
So my answer is yes.
Okay, so you have it from Plant Bae. A hot dog is a sandwich. Yep. I hope I asked the question right and kept everybody in suspense. But anyway, so thank you again for being our guest, for, just once again sharing your story. And like I said, I hope that with your story and what you've gone through and sharing with us, and, that you continue to do what you do. And I'm here for it. I'm here to support it. Anybody out there that's listening to this, we hope to inspire, encourage, and empower through those stories that we hear today. So if you're out there and you're listening, you're tuning in, you're watching, whatever it may be, Remember to go after yours, no matter how big or small you think it may be. Don't worry about the world for now. Just concentrate on that and keep working on yours. Whatever the lemon may be, go ahead and take it, cut it, squeeze it, pour it, and just, you know what I mean, keep going with that dream that you may have. So to Plant Bae and the whole Lemonade team and everybody tuning in.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.